hopefully no one just randomly came in and discovered my body laying on the floor, surrounded by two women who are also sleeping. Not on the floor, necessarily. Well, one of them. While also surrounded by alcohol. I just like to... my brain just runs wild, man. I'm telling you. Hissow, are you? Poke, corpse. The soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ears slowly wakes me. I wish I could be awoken like this more often. He says that and while something bad's happening. With a mumble, I slowly open my... Oh my god. Taken by surprise at the face hovering curiously over mere millimeters from mine, I make our heads collide with a harsh thud. That's what it was? Our heads smashing together? Jesus. The impact of our foreheads causes us both to fall backwards and yelp in pain, Lilly sounding more like a squeak toy than a person. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. I slowly rub my forehead with one hand, supporting myself with the other. Lilly lies a few feet ahead, doing just the same. Her face obviously pained. She was waking you up. I don't know, like, I don't think I've had a moment where someone was literally right in my face upon waking up, but I don't think I would react like that unless it was someone I didn't know. If it was someone I knew, I'd probably be like, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry, your face was kind of close, and I acted on reflex, you know? You okay? My head. Especially after last night, huh? It seems that she's not actually okay. Come to think of it, I doubt that the impact alone is what's causing her head so much pain. You hungover? You did drink a fair bit last night. She silently nods in confirmation as I lever myself up. Okay. I offer a hand to her and help her back onto her feet. Glancing behind her, I find that Hanako's still fast asleep. Dude, Hanako is out. And she's gonna be out for a while. It's not fair. I only drank as much as you did. Look, tolerance levels are different. That's very different from what I remember. And anyway, girls have a lower tolerance than men. Is that like scientifically proven, or is he just saying shit? That doesn't help. Fine, I'll get you a glass of water. Just be careful not to trip over Hanako. I rub the sleep out of my eyes, or at least some of it, as I walk to the counter. Tending to someone with a hangover isn't the way I like to spend a morning. It only takes a few seconds for the glass to fill, the clear water reflecting, sliver of light that makes it through. Burp the curtains. Looks like Lily's taking a seat on the side of the bed. I walk over to her while taking care to step over the peacefully sleeping Hanako, and place the glass into her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problem. I take a seat next to her, the soft bed having a surprising amount of give. She drinks slowly and methodically. A long silence passes with the music slowly fading out, and only Hanako's soft breathing to be heard. I don't know why. With some measure of guilt, I look at Lily's face and attempt to read her expression. Her brow is furrowed, and she looks to be lost in thought. For a moment, I hesitate, but eventually place a hand on her shoulder in an attempt to reassure her. Then she look at the blush. I didn't expect her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Look, she's lost in thought, and then a hand gets placed on her shoulder, man. What? Lily quickly shakes her head, in a manner somewhat more violent than usual for her. She takes a long breath to steady herself before letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now. I moved to protest, but quickly realized that it would be futile to do so. That said, I want her to open up more. If you want to talk about anything, I'm right here, and the morning after. You know what I mean? Lily gives a self-deprecating snort as if to mock her own emotions. There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange recently, especially back from when we were in town. Even now I'm a bit confused about everything. Oh, believe me, I know how that feels. She smiles wistfully, resting a cheek on the backs of her fingers. We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we? Oh, come on, don't say that. Come graduation, we'll actually be out into the real world. The real world? Sometimes I surprise myself with the way I think about things. I guess the strange divorced feeling of Yamaku and the surrounding town compared to the outside world still hasn't become natural. Well, maybe it never will. It's strange in hindsight. Being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. A wry grin on her face, Lily seems to share the same sense of amusement at the idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops. Yeah, here's where she's actually gonna tell us what's up. I'll be going back to Scotland for a week or two soon. Is that why we had to reschedule Hanako's birthday? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again at least. You're not looking forward to it? Well, the reason is less than ideal. I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore. What? My mouth hangs open as I try to process what she said. If she's 18... No, hold on. We gotta do this. If she's 18, that means she'd have been only 12 when they left. I may have seen very little of my parents, what with them both working long hours, but that's... Yeah, but you saw them. we didn't know about this in Hanako's route. I feel utterly useless as I struggle to find some way to respond. Dad, why? Why did they leave, or why are they inviting Akira and myself back? Both, I guess? My father's business has its headquarters in Scotland, and an executive position became available for him there. In the end, he had to move permanently. My mother followed him, but Akira and I stayed in Japan for the sake of both Akira's job within the Japanese branch of my father's company and my education. As for the latter, well, one of my aunts is gravely ill. Yep, there's that. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. It feels strange, really. We're being summoned there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't even remember the sound of her voice. Equally strange is the total lack of antipathy she feels toward her family for doing such a thing. I can't help but feeling slightly humbled. That said, her wistful exterior is just hiding her emotions. Seeing her like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed's movements, her head perking up and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was. Hisao? I walk over to my bag, still leaning against the wall. Oh, am I getting the thingy thing? Unbuckling the front flap and revealing the opaque bag from within. I take the small, plain box in my hands, yep. Hold your hands out, Lily. Whew! She looks surprised for a moment, but eventually acquiesces. And boop. There you go. I'm amused by her look of curiosity when I place the music box right on into her open palms. her typically delicate way of handling it, making it seem as if it were fragile enough to break if breathed on. Well, she doesn't know. She wordlessly brings it in front of her face, her slender fingers feeling out every inch of its contours and patterns. Eventually, her fingers find the recessed line between the lid and the body of the box, and her thumb effortlessly pops open the lid. I take a seat on the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely motionless as she listens to the diminutive, tiny melody. Or tinny, well, same thing. Her mouth just slightly open. Oh, you good? It takes a long while before she closes the lid with a small snap, bringing the curtain down on the miniature performance playing in her hands. The smile on her face, gentle and wistful, shows that I made the right decision. Think of it as a going-away present for your trip to Scotland. I will. Oh, a restless shuffling can be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. Who's waking me up? I'm drunk. She climbs out of the blankets I put over her, looking just absolutely befuddled and wiping the sleep from her eyes. Oh, look who's finally up. What the hell? Am I insane? I feel like I keep hearing, woo! It's probably someone fucking outside the goddamn apartments, dude. What? Hanako looks around the room with her eyes only half open, her mind far from being as aware as her body. Her dazed state makes me and Lilly chuckle. Oh, well, I guess it's time. As Lilly gets up off the bed and tends to Hanako, I take one last look around the room. Well, I guess I'd better get going then. You know, there'll be questions if I'm seen leaving the girls' dorms in the morning. Goodbye, Hisao. Oh, goodbye. I just woke up. I stand and walk to the door, picking up a somewhat lighter bag along the way. Well, my slightly lighter bag. After I leave the room and enter the hallway, though, I hear Lily's footsteps behind me. Well, what's wrong? Ooh. Without a word, she strides up to me. I freeze as I feel her hand slide onto my cheek, seemingly every nerve taking in the feeling of her fingers and palm upon it. Immediately after, her face moves next to mine. Whoa. A light momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. I will never wash this cheek ever again. For a moment, everything seems to stand still. I absentmindedly bring my fingers to my cheek, as if to try to recapture that fleeting feeling. Lily, that's my thank you, huh, Hisao? Thank you for your present. Have a nice day in school. With that, she disappears behind her door and gently closes it. The muffled voices of her and Hanako, audible through it as much as they were yesterday night. I think I'd be hard-pressed not to have a nice day after that. I walk away with a certain spring in my step. I think there are some people around that glance at me emerging from the girls' dorm, but I don't fucking give a shit. Dude, he's never washing that cheek ever again. It's just, you're gonna look at him, his entire face will be clean, and then you'll just see his cheek, and it's just fucking dirty, and he ain't cleaning it. Oh, Jesus. Hick-chan! Go away. Hick-chan! I said leave me alone. Come on, Hick-chan. Come on. Oh, let me sleep. After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, the last thing I want is to be awoken when I finally manage to. It may be the last period of class with a textbook as my pillow, but I'll take whatever I could get at this point. See, Hick-chan, even Chick-chan wants you to get up. I don't care what Shizune wants. Leave me alone. Geez, Hick-chan, I'll just have to wake. Wait, what's Misha gonna... You? Oh, this is bad. I'm up. Don't shoot, man. I'm unarmed. I'm up. You don't have to. I can feel my face flowering into a scarlet red blush. The students still in class are sitting bolt upright and staring at the shouting fool who was sleeping just moments before. Damn it! I let my head smack down on the table with a noticeable thud. I don't even care if that left a bruise. Jesus. Misha's trademark uncontrollable laughter reverberates through the classroom. As I turn my mournful eyes to the bespectacled Shizune beside her. She carefully adjusts her glasses, as she usually does, desperately trying to maintain a look of serious disapproval. Narrowing my eyes, I could see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. Et tu, Shizune? Shizune looks away quickly as she crosses her arms tightly, barely on the edge of her control. Oh my god. Misha's laughter doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I can do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. My face! My cheek! You too. Who was the one who slept in class, Hick-chan? Yeah, it was me. Poor Shick-chan was was having a fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? No. I move my eyes back to the standoffish Shizune, who, with a single huff of confirmation, returns to looking away with her arms crossed. Why was Shizune trying to wake me up? Shick-chan wanted to give you the handouts the substitute teacher gave out while Hick-chan was sleeping. Handouts? Oh my god, not right in my fucking face. I suddenly find 2 sheets of paper thrust right down in front of my face. Following the hands holding them, I see the still pouting figure looking down at me with a distinctive scowl. I guess I really am in the wrong here. Sorry about that. No dice. Her irritated face still holds. I clasp my hands together and flick my head downwards in apology. Very, very sorry. She huffs and simply drops the papers on the desk. Damn. I look up over my hands to see Shizune and Misha signing frantically to each other. A look of frustration on Shizune's face. She's always frustrated. It looks to be less of a dialogue and more of a triad, punctuating with sidelong glances to me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. The 2 suddenly stop signing and look at me in unison, both having exactly the same look of disapproval. What? In one fluid motion, Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ow! Before I can even hope to react, my head is set bouncing up and down like a jack-in-the-box. Fucking hell. I quickly bring my hands to my head, more out of reflex than actual pain. What the fuck was that for? I feel better now. I open my eyes to see the 2 grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up. Shick-chan says she forgives you now, Hick-chan. Could you forgive me with a little less force next time, please? I look at the 2 with a blank face. Misha and Shizune. 1. Hisao, 0. I never win. Oh, Shick-chan also says that you should check your student mail more often. Oh, god damn it. She produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an exuberant grin. Strange. Who could have written me a letter? Now is not the time and most definitely not the place to find out. You already know. Giving up on the nap so cruelly stolen from me. I rub my forehead and slowly get up, putting the sheets and envelope in my bag before swinging it over my shoulder. I take a step back and move to depart with a small bow, while Misha clutches her sides laughing and Shizune nods back in a curt farewell. Thank God I'm out of there. I joined the flow of students exiting the open door and turned the corner into the hallway. Whittle Hanako! Only to end up face to face with Hanako. Whoa, hey, Hanako, what's up? Good afternoon, Isao. Did she tell you? Silence falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge of my nose in my fingers while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clearer. I'm barely staying awake as is. He just falls asleep while walking. Hanako, you want to say something? What is it? I wanted to give you this. What? Oh, she holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. What? What? Eggs 2, bread loaf 1, whole grain cereal and thyme. What? A shopping list? I look upwards, raising an eyebrow. I usually go shopping with Lilly, but I can't come, so... You want me to run errands for you? It's okay if you don't want to. I just thought that maybe She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost, though this time by a weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. Boop. It's fine. I was going to go anyway. Just the stuff on this list, that's it? Like, that's not a lot. You had whole grain... Whatever, it's fine, whatever. She nods, then bows deeply twice as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We were going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow. Test? Ah, yes, science. How you doing with it? She brightens ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I could do, okay. Oh, good work then. She too starts smiling, and much more earnestly than I at that. Having full confidence that I could do fine in it without any extra studying, but the fact that she's putting in the effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya. With a small wave, we part ways and then fall asleep. I'll go do my homework before meeting Lilly. I should be able to take care of it in time, hopefully. Maybe Space Marines. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me to be a little late for my meeting with Lilly. Dude, I would have just scratched out that problem, pretend it didn't exist. Only a couple of minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out onto the courtyard and the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. I like how this was just thrust upon me. Thankfully, the sweltering summer heat started to die down, making way for a pleasant, cool breeze. Whenever she shows her back to me, when I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah, Lilly! She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. I quickly catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Good afternoon, Hisao. Hi there. I glance up at the sky as any true visual novel protagonist does in his time. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, washing the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. So, Hisao, what brings you here? Just going to town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. Hanako sent you? Yeah, said she needed to study for a test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lilly really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs a state. It's good to hear she's studying for it. I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's blissful silence. It's just, love them, love. That's the fucking leaves. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. First time. I glance after earlier. I glance over at Lilly. That porcelain face of hers never seems to lack that air of refined confidence. Or, well, I mean, refined confidence is true too. Relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said for her personality too. As she silently walks, her face remaining pointed to the street ahead of her, I look ahead and savor the cool breeze blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I've had since the about face my life took recently. To have it while walking to get groceries. What a weird life. He's had a lot of dips and turns, and I feel the crumpled up note rubbing up against my hand in my pocket, and pull it out to check its contents. Let's see. We got eggs and the bread and the cereal and thyme and lettuce, shaved ham. Hold the hoozle. Now it's just adding more? Or am I just adding what I'm getting? So for some reason, I just want a head of lettuce. Shaved ham. I could go for some shaved ham. Why does Hanako need cereal but not milk? Does she already have milk? Does she not eat cereal with milk? Hanako, you're a weird girl. That sounds like quite a bit to carry back along with your own. Just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. Wait, I mean... She laughs wholeheartedly. My, Hisao, or Ara, as it were, but I'm not doing that. Her giggles punctuate her words. Punch. Though she's making little effort to express them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Oh yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Is she a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook, but... A short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside me. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just from a want to make me more comfortable in addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others because of being able to see what I'm doing, but it usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as very useful measurement tools, for example. Huh. Makes sense. but she'd have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. Wonder how many times that's happened, given that it sounds like she's cooked alone for possibly years while Akira worked and her parents were gone. Yeah, you could like use your fingers because all your fingers are like different shits, you know? With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silences of Hanako, Lilly seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. The slick road under my feet is bathed in the orange glow. The occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we walk. Someone should clean up these damn leaves. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Hey, we had a little nap. A little nap. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights. Probably insomnia. Dude, I feel that. Sometimes I'll just not sleep because my brain's always working. My brain is a curse and a gift. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being, even if it's genuinely nice to know that someone actually cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? No real need. It's happened before a few times. Oh, my meds screw with my sleeping occasionally, you know, it's fine. Can I take my normal heart medication, but then take, like, melatonin or something and just fall asleep fucking instantly? Oh, my God. Just have it straight injected into my veins? I'm sorry. Oh, come on. It's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I worry you? I reach around and scratch the back of my neck. I kind of want to address this. Hey, Lily. I don't mean to sound weird, but please just try to forget about my heart condition. She looks kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to say is just don't treat me differently because of it. I don't think she's worried about you. It's not like she's treating you outright differently just because you have a heart problem. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know that there's someone like that out there. It may be somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile through her though her cheeks remain flushed. Of the final walk down, the final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Like it's not that big a deal. Like, Jesus. Welcome! I suppose I'll get my stuff first, and Hanako on the second round. I grab 2 well-worn red baskets from the stack beside the entrance and pass one to Lily. Just as she did before, she lays it on the ground and slides her retracted cane between the basket handles before picking it back up with her right hand. Fucking expert, dude. When she takes hold of my arm in her own, I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural. Mostly due to necessity, no doubt. She can't see. Like, it's... Shall we? Sure. Though I feel like she could get well on by herself. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing us pays us no heed at all. It's nice, compared to the stares and whispers around the city. Fuck those city people. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs and grab it along with what I want, putting our items into their respective baskets. It's an odd feeling to be dependent on so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako would be practically a necessity for her to pick out what she wants after all. Right. I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You need anything else, Lilly? No, this should be everything. Well, off we go then. I hate shopping. Oddly, there's a queue a mile long. What the fuck? Considering the store is only large enough to warrant one counter. Seems like it'll take a while. That fucking sucks. Damn. Lilly gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue's really long. Looks like we'll have to wait. I always end up behind that fucker who wants to... always has some sort of stupid problem with their fucking... their checkout order. Whether it be a missing tag, or they're like, that was on sale. That should be on sale. They're for like 10 cents off. Why does it matter? Why does it fucking matter? How strange. Sharing the same mood of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another, the line moves up. By the time we finally finish the head and reach the head of the line, I'm so close to dozing off that Lilly has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up. She sensed those people actually moving. Hisao? Oh, sorry. I'm sleeping. She gives a short sigh of consternation as I move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and myself put into separate bags. Thank you, please come again. By the time we emerge from the store, Lily's holding a single bag while I struggle to carry 4. Both hands well and truly full. Dude, I can hold all that in one hand. What are you talking about? What are you, a baby weak man, Hisao? Come on. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. Dude, it's all that training of we're doing all this in one trip. You know, when you got the groceries in the car and you don't want to go back to the car to get your groceries. So you just do it all in one trip because it's one trip or nothing. That's my logic. Even without looking skyward, it's obvious that a surprising amount of time has passed. The road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Once Lilly retrieves her cane, we set out back to the dorms from the way we came, leaving the welcoming warm glow of the store. Oh, Jesus Christ. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags abundantly make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking and clanging and wiggling together. My, Hisao. It's good to find that you're eating well. Look, I'm a growing guy after all. I need to eat all I can. It must be nice being a man. That's a weird thing to say, but no, it's probably, it's got its ups and its downs, much like being a woman has its ups and downs. What? Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at the completely out of left field comment, she continues on without missing a beat. Weight doesn't really bother you when eating, most of the time. I mean, I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess. Exactly. It makes me somewhat envious, to be honest. Well, it's not like we could just outright ignore weight, like weight gain, you know? With an affirmative nod, we continue our walk. Huh, that's right. What is it? Hanako mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Did you do anything special for it? She gives a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalls the event. Not really. It was just Hanako and me having a little party during the night after school. Your birthday's supposed to be a big event, you know? Sounds like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday, just her and Hanako staying overnight. I mean, that's what we did for Hanako's birthday, essentially. Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. There was a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would actually make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand. Reminds me of how Lilly mentioned she hadn't seen her family in such a long time, and even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. I guess it's the same in situations as mundane as those. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. In the end, she just has Hanako and myself and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like Yuko. It seems to be that her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her and those who she only socializes with. It humbles me a little to see how much Lilly seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yet Hanako's there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm here helping her with shopping. It's a weird kind of symbiosis. Are you alright, Hisao? You're like very deep in thought. Sorry? You just seem to go very quiet, that's all. Oh, just thinking. Oh? What do you mean? Oh, now that I've piqued her curiosity, it feels kind of overly personal to talk about it, though. I don't know. I feel like truth, or like coming, like not keeping secrets is a good thing, right? So let me do that one. It was just kind of, I was thinking about how you seem to have, and she also doesn't want us to be so fucking tiptoeing over her situation. So, I was just thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out, even with Hanako relying on you. I can admit that even I kind of relied on you when I transferred in. I think it's good quality to have. I turned to Lilly, surveying her reaction. She's forcing herself to look forward and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Uh-oh. What have I done? Her face looks a bit awkward, as if she's trying to find the right words to say. Lilly? I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much. You'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me with nothing in return. I mean, she seems to have quite a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I'd thought already. If she tried so hard to maintain her independence, as anyone would have had to in her position, decided or not, maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realize an omission in what she says, though. I decide to follow it up, largely in jest, to avoid things getting too personal. Oh, and what about me? She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. Whoa! With a smile, she holds her hands behind her as she leans forwards. You're different. Whoa! And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, a newfound spring in her step. All I could do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. I like it. So I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing. At the very least, simply because I've begun to stand on my own 2 feet more and started getting more curious about the situation of those around me. Let her smile. As to why, probably a mix of personal curiosity and want to try and work out how to deal with my situation. I'm less sure of Lilly, though. That's why her own statement, so similar to my own feelings toward her, throws me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, cane tapping from left to right, I decide to settle the matter later and just smile. This is a nice side to her, and I don't want to forget it. I feel like I made the right choice. Eventually, we get to the girls' dorms, both of my arms aching from the weight of the 2 sets of groceries. Fucking baby man. We're finally here. Whew. I bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lily stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pocket for the key. Thank you, Hisao. I really appreciate your help. Ah, it's nothing. It might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something for me. Ooh. And with that, she steps through her door, closing it behind her. Okay, bye. I blink. Those were nothing but honest thanks. But I can't help feeling something different about them. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mull on that at my leisure. Hanako! I got your shit! I turn back to the door to Hanako's room and proceed to knock twice in quick succession. The bag is still in my hand, rustling together. After a couple seconds, the door slowly opens. If one weren't looking closely, they could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. Just enough for her little eye to peek on through. I twist my head to the side to try and peer through the tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame. Hanako, I got your stuff. Food. And with that, she opens the door completely, making her playroom visible over her shoulder. Sparsely decorated, it's probably even more unremarkable than my room. It is. I hold out my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight. It's not that bad, Jesus. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry to make you carry them all this way. Ah, it's fine, don't worry. Just don't make me do it every day, okay? Maybe every other day. I pass the bags to her as I give a light-hearted chuckle. After the initial transfer of the weight, she manages to take them easily. Well, I guess I'll be off then. Good night, Hanako. I love you. Good night. See you in class tomorrow. With a deep bow, her groceries still held in both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Man, making my way back downtown. Making my way back to the dorm. I put one bag into my other hand to balance them out. Even as I do so, I can't get Lily's light-hearted smile out of my mind. When I'd first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Instead, it feels like we've become closer in the past few weeks since I first got to know her and Hanako. The time that I spend with her each day, the small little exchanges of happiness we share, those small moments of joy as I get closer to her. I'm far from certain, but I don't think these are just the normal feelings of friendship. Dude, he's fucking figuring it out. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries and begin getting ready for the night. Uh-oh. Don't look. Rip it up. No, I swapped the school books in my bag for those I'll need tomorrow, pulling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me earlier in the process. I got so sidetracked by one thing after another that I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me, I wonder? Oh, I don't fucking know, dude. The name neatly adorning the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing. There's little chance I could have identified it as hers otherwise. Iwanako. Why should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost don't open the letter. But there'd be little point to that. If I just left it alone, its mere existence would gnaw at me until I did something about it. And is he gonna... wonder if it's like gonna say the exact same thing as it did last time. I look down at the piece of paper at my desk. It's bright and summary decoration beaming happily at me. Lettering is in pink, jarring badly with the yellow sunflower border on the card. The handwritings is neat, the characters having written thoughtfully and with an unusual amount of care. I barely given the letter a second thought when it was given to me, but now I can't get its contents out of my mind. While I'd like to say that I don't know why she used such an old-fashioned method of communication, considering a phone call or an email would have both been faster and easier, the answer feels obvious enough given the content. A letter leaves a comfortable distance between the sender and the recipient. Unlike a phone, it isn't required that you engage in conversation, and unlike email, there is less expectation of an immediate reply. Statements such as, the third years seem to be very anxious about the final exams, and it's so weird to think we're already seniors, is it? Are just small talk. Small talk that could have been achieved by simply replying to any of the messages I'd sent her while in the hospital. The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. The last couple of lines added almost as an afterthought. Give it to me. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's best if we don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard breakups are nasty stuff, but it feels like this is simply a reaffirmation of what we both already knew instead. It's the preceding text, no more than small talk, that makes me feel most uneasy. Can't figure out why no matter how long I sat here and looked down at this bright and summery piece of paper. If you would like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. It's plainly obvious that this is not the type of letter to be replied to. In the end, this letter is no more than a simple abdication of responsibility. A final statement to reassure herself that our relationship is over. Don't even worry about it. We have new friends. We have new lovers. As such, I find I have little problems scrunching the letter and envelope into a ball and tossing it into the waste bin, ridding myself of its existence. You're damn fucking Skippy! I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past. Damn, Iwaniko's nothing more than an intruder of the past. Fucking hardcore. Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep, despite being fucking tired all day. I like how he actually rolled it up into a ball and just threw it away this time. Feels real good, man. While also feeling real bad, man. What the hell's happening now? Jesus Christ. I'm scared, but also intrigued and slightly aroused. Whoa, hold on there.